Keisuke never expected this. His wife, who passed away 10 years ago, would suddenly appear before him again. At first Keisuke doesn't believe it, but the way she scolds him is exactly like his wife. After all, she nagged him for half his life. Her mannerisms are burned into his memory. This happy story begins 10 years earlier. Back then, Keisuke was just an office worker. His proposals always got hesitant responses. Only Taki from management suggested they should try his idea. This made Keisuke like Taki a lot more. After finishing their work project together, Keisuke kindly offered to walk Taki home. But halfway there his stomach growled loudly. Though Keisuke kept denying it's his stomach, Taki finally took out her homemade lunchbox. For him, as a longtime single man, this touched him. Even a simple lunchbox felt special. His messy eating made Taki laugh. They started talking more often. 2 months later they got married. Their family of 3 lived happily. But during this happy time, a phone call brings Keisuke back to reality. His boss invites him for drinks after work, but thinking of his daughter, Mai alone at home, he says no. Actually, Keisuke wants to go, but since Taki died 10 years ago, he lost his joy for life. For dinner, he only eats pre-packaged meals from stores. Just then his doorbell rings. A strange child stands outside. Though Keisuke says nothing, the child insists this is her home. She claims to be Taki Mai's mother. Keisuke thinks it's just a kid's prank. The girl starts talking about all the little details from their dating days. Keisuke thinks this is crazy, but her voice and mannerisms are exactly like his wife Taki's. Then Taki suddenly acts like a mother again, scolding both of them. She says they don't take care of themselves properly. They only eat takeout or frozen meals. Strangely, being scolded like this makes them feel comforted. Then Taki starts talking about Mai. She says Mai should go out more at her age. If I hadn't gone out in my 20s, I wouldn't have met your dad. This makes Keisuke blush with embarrassment. After scolding them, Taki prepares to leave. She says she has her own family now. After saying a few more things, Taki walks away. But suddenly Keisuke runs to his wife's side, even though she's now a child. Only she can feel the emptiness he's felt for 10 years. But since she's now an elementary student, being too close to an older man looks bad. So Taki just hopes father and daughter can find happiness again. The next day arrives and Keisuke seems like a different person. His co-workers notice the change immediately. Now he gets homemade lunches from his wife. Daily life is getting better and better. Then a co-worker, Konomi, approaches him. She mentions how different Keisuke seems today. But Keisuke keeps the miracle secret. He doesn't tell anyone about his wife. When Konomi learns he brings lunch too, she gets excited. She says they have something in common. She asks if he'd like to share lunches. Sometimes kind Keisuke agrees happily. The next workday arrives and Konomi brings 2 lunch boxes. She lives alone and doesn't want to waste extra food, so she brings Keisuke a lunchbox to avoid wasting food. Keisuke has no choice but to accept it. But when work ends that day, Taki can't find Keisuke. She goes to the park and sees him eating lunchboxes non-stop, and they're not the ones she made. When she learns the food is from an unmarried woman in her 20s, Taki immediately acts like a wife. But Keisuke just took the lunchboxes because he hates wasting food. He says his wife's cooking is the best in the world. Taki says shyly, "You really do love me." He replies, "What, you're just noticing now?" She says, "No, I knew it. I've known for a long time." Taki never expected. After being reborn as a grade schooler, she just wanted to secretly see Keisuke and their daughter, but seeing how lost they became without her, she couldn't help but reveal herself. But this caused many problems because reborn Taki now has her own family. One day, when her mom goes on a date, Taki sneaks out to visit the aquarium with Keisuke. Now that she's a child, everything at the aquarium amazes her. Keisuke feels moved. He's at the aquarium with his grade school wife. Their daughter, Mai, is happy. They're all together. Suddenly Keisuke starts crying. Happily Taki punches him. A grown man shouldn't cry in public. Then Taki sees Mai struggling to find work. She decides to give Mai some advice. Mai became very shy after Taki died. She has trouble talking to people. Taki tells her, "Don't worry. That job just wasn't right for you. Like freshwater, fish need freshwater tanks. And saltwater fish need saltwater tanks. Everyone has their perfect place. It's not about being good or bad. You'll be fine. Relax and take your time job hunting." Then Keisuke brings 2 ice creams. He says Taki is their family's sunshine. Even though Taki is reborn, they can talk and go out like before. But no matter how happy their time together is, in the end they still have to go back to their own homes. When Taki gets home, she sees her mom's shoes. She realizes her mom came back early from her date. Since her parents are already divorced, her mom thinks no one can be trusted anymore. Plus, her boyfriend stood her up, so she's furious and wants to take it out on someone. She accuses Taki of lying about staying home all day, but Taki didn't come back until evening. Taki honestly says she went to the aquarium, but her mom keeps asking where she got the money. Taki makes up an excuse. She says she saved it from her lunch money. Hearing this, her mom gets even angrier. A grade schooler skipping meals and sneaking around. She demands Taki hand over the rest of the money, but she doesn't believe. It's all Taki has, so she heads to Taki's room to search. Taki suddenly remembers. If her mom finds the phone in the drawer, she's done for. No matter how hard Taki tries to stop her, her mom won't listen. Her mom reaches for the drawer. Taki quickly grabs her arm to pull her back, but she's no match for an adult. Just as her mom is about to open the drawer, luckily her mom's phone rings. She goes back to her room to answer it. It's the guy who stood her up earlier. After hearing his explanation, her mood improves. Taki narrowly avoids disaster. That night Taki regrets ever reconnecting with Keisuke. Meanwhile, Keisuke plans a summer trip with his wife soon. Taki gets his invitation. Thinking of her mom's behavior, Taki almost says no. But then she overhears her mom's date plans for next week. Her mom's boyfriend wants to make it up to her with a day out. After some hesitation, Taki agrees to Keisuke's plan. She says she's free on July 28th. Mai realizes it's Taki's birthday from her past life. To avoid complications, Taki decides to cut ties after this trip. Later they all go out together, but Keisuke notices his wife seems troubled. Knowing her well, he quickly cheers her up. As Taki wonders how to bring it up, Keisuke playfully carries his wife on his shoulders. Taki says shyly, "You should carry sacks instead of me." My jokes. I'm over 20 years old. Carrying me would be even worse, right? After getting home, Keisuke prepares to order some takeout, but his worried wife has no appetite. She feels their family is too warm and loving, which makes her depend on them too much. She's so happy living with them that she doesn't know how to say it. Just as she finally tries to speak, the lights suddenly go out. Their daughter arrives with a birthday cake. Even Taki forgot her own birthday, but Keisuke and Mai remembered it clearly. After blowing the candles, Keisuke goes to turn on the lights, but Taki offers to do it instead, saying she needs the bathroom. Mai says, "Mom seems a little strange today." Keisuke replies, "She probably has worries we don't know about. After all, we're in a complicated situation now." Mai asks, "What can we do for her?" Keisuke says, "Just live wholeheartedly with her, like we always have." Taki has always been strong, not the type to share her troubles, but at the same time, she easily feels lonely. So we should be extra caring toward that side of her. Taki overhears their conversation and is deeply moved. Later, Mai asks if Taki wanted to say something earlier, but Taki can't bring herself to say goodbye. Instead, she says, "Thank you." Mai suddenly starts crying. She says she should be the one thanking Taki, since they couldn't celebrate her birthday before. Only because Taki returned do they have this chance soon. All three of them are crying together. Taki realizes something important, though she doesn't understand why she was reborn. She truly wants to live with them, because they are her sunshine too. Since Mai finally got a job, Keisuke and Taki give her a congratulatory gift. Keisuke wants to take them to see fireworks, but Mai has to work in another city next week. So Mai suggests Keisuke go with just Taki. But Taki, now reborn as a schoolgirl, has her own family. Her mother will be home that day, so she declines the invitation. Seeing Keisuke and Taki so loving together makes Mai remember the past. The next day arrives quickly. Mai goes with her co-worker to meet a client. Then the boss calls his son over. Since the boss is getting old, he wants his son to learn computers from Mai. When Mai sees the handsome young man, she gets nervous. Suddenly the boss says he has to leave. Her co-worker leaves too, leaving Mai alone to teach the boss's son. Mai becomes socially awkward again, but she finally gathers courage to speak first. Later Mai boards the train home. She worries about the boss's son's expression, wondering if she's bad at teaching. This makes her doubt herself again. She calls Taki to talk about it. Taki immediately sees the problem. She teaches Mai how to handle such situations. She wants Mai to communicate in her own way next time. Then Taki tries to cheer Mai up. Taki's mom will be home late tonight, so Taki suggests watching fireworks together. Since it's a work day and Keisuke is busy, they don't plan to invite him. But Keisuke has the same idea. He even runs into his co-worker Konomi. Konomi's friend, knowing her feelings helps her. She asks Keisuke to watch fireworks with them. Keisuke doesn't notice their plan. He finds a good spot with Konomi and her friend. They go to buy some snacks. While waiting alone, Keisuke unexpectedly sees his wife. Taki says my will arrive soon. Keisuke happily says it's fate. They met here. He jokes they're tied by destiny's red string. After all, they reunited even after rebirth. Embarrassed, Taki tells him to stop saying such things in public. Suddenly fireworks light up the sky. Keisuke and Taki remember their past together. Taki holds Keisuke's hand. As they enjoy the moment, Konomi appears and interrupts them. Konomi asks who Taki is. Keisuke almost says, my wife, but Taki quickly stops him. She says, I'm Marika, his relative. Keisuke tells Taki about Konomi's lunchbox gift. He explains everything to her. Taki realizes this girl is her love rival. She notices Konomi is very kind and polite. She's also very beautiful. Taki thinks if she were a boy she would definitely like Konomi too, though she feels upset inside. She remembers she's just a kid and shouldn't think about these things. So she decides to give them space. She goes to meet Mai. Instead, the scene changes to the meeting spot. Mai enters alone because she didn't see Taki at the entrance, so she walks in by herself. Meanwhile, Konomi tries to move aside, but she accidentally steps on a bottle. Keisuke quickly stands up to help her. Mai sees this. When she arrives, her heart feels mixed emotions. All her happy dreams shatter in this moment. Taki sees this and rushes to explain. Konomi politely greets Mai. Mai stays calm to be polite. She says she's tired and goes home early. Taki follows her at home. Keisuke asks what's wrong. Mai only wants to know about her dad and Konomi, but Keisuke says he and Konomi recently became close. They even eat lunch together. He keeps praising Konomi. Mai calls this gross and storms off. Keisuke doesn't understand why, but Taki explains everything. For 10 years their family couldn't live together. Now they're finally reunited. This makes Mai very happy, so she can't accept anyone else joining. Now Keisuke finally understands. Taki decides to talk to Mai. She says, it hurts to see her reject me like this. Because I died. Your time with Mai stopped. That's why I want you to be with Mai. I want you to understand her loneliness. Then maybe she can accept a new family. Taki says, sorry. A dead person shouldn't say these things. In the room, Mai apologizes. First, she worries if Keisuke stays with Konomi, his feelings might change. But Taki says Keisuke is legally single. Even if he marries Konomi, it's fine. When she first came to see Keisuke, she already accepted that he might remarry. After all, she's just an elementary student now. She can't rebuild their family with them. But Mai can't accept this. She knows it's unrealistic, but she wants to cherish this miracle of seeing her mom again. She wishes their family could be like before. Suddenly, Keisuke breaks the silence. He calls his wife and daughter together. Surprisingly, he wrote a marriage application. It's his promise to keep their family strong. Legally, they're strangers now, but signing this shows his true feelings. He worries his heart might waver, so he thinks this is necessary. He also apologizes to Mai, not just for this situation, but for not taking better care of her before. Mai says she's moved on. She knows Keisuke suffered too these years. Keisuke adds that many told him to remarry, but he could never accept being with someone else. Then he asks Mai to be their witness. The three of them sign the application together. It's late, so Taki prepares to leave. She feels happy inside. Her ex-husband said he'd never be with others. Though Taki said remarrying was okay, she secretly didn't want him to. Next morning, Mai eats breakfast thoughtfully. Keisuke suddenly calls her, startling her. She chokes on her bread. Keisuke notices she's nervous about work, since she struggles with people. She asks her dad for client tips. He tells her to just be herself. This matches what Taki once said. Mai smiles. They're truly a couple. Later, Mai goes early to meet client Renji. She finds him fishing. She bravely greets him. Last time he seemed confused by her lesson. She asks for feedback. Renji says she taught well. He just doesn't understand computers, but thanks to Mai he learned basics. Their chat gets awkward until his fishing float moves, but thanks to Mai he now knows how to use it. After the small talk, the atmosphere gets awkward again. Luckily, the fishing float suddenly moves. The next second, Renji catches a fish. Mai is amazed by the fishing scene. She says living by the sea seems so relaxing. After all, she's from the city and has never seen this before. But Renji tells her there's a dark side to it. 8 years ago, his best friend was swallowed by the waves. His body was never found. Mai then asks if he's ever thought of leaving. Renji says he's never considered it, even though it's scary here and he might die in an accident. Next time he might also save someone because of it. Hearing this, Mai admires him deeply. The scene changes to Taki, now reborn as a child. She's glad Mai hasn't called her today. It means Mai's work is going well. Then she goes to the supermarket alone while picking dinner ingredients. Someone suddenly calls her name. It's Konomi, Keisuke's co-worker. Konomi invites Taki to have dinner together. From her words, Taki can tell Konomi is very thoughtful. She wonders how Konomi fell for Keisuke. Taki subtly asks if Konomi likes Keisuke, but Konomi says they're just friends. She explains she's never been good at talking to boys, though she dated in high school. It wasn't a good experience. Since then she's avoided talking to men. But one day at work Keisuke took all the blame for a mistake. That moment made Konomi admire him. She's never met such an honest man. She only started talking to him recently, after his wife passed away. He barely spoke to anyone. Now Taki understands everything. Konomi also finds it strange. Even though Taki is a child, she feels comfortable sharing her feelings. But she doesn't know Taki is actually older than her. They talk until late at night. When Taki gets home, she's surprised. Keisuke helped Konomi, but she worries admiration might turn into love. Suddenly Mai texts her. She asks about nearby tourist spots. Mai says her relationship with the client Renji is improving, so she invites Renji to visit. Mai meets Renji at the train station. Then she starts showing Renji around. After getting tired, she takes him to a dessert shop. She worries Renji might feel awkward since the shop is full of girls taking photos. But surprisingly, he enjoys the food very much. Through their talk, Mai realizes something. Renji does things his own way, but he's unexpectedly kind. Suddenly Renji mentions marriage. Mai gets startled. Turns out he's attending a wedding later, so he shares his thoughts about marriage. He thinks married life has many difficulties. He struggles just taking care of himself. He worries he can't take good care of a family. That's why he doesn't understand why people marry. But Mai suddenly interrupts him. Mai says her parents always had a good relationship, though clumsy. Seeing them solve problems together makes her feel happy and relaxed. These words make Renji understand better. As it gets late, they agree to meet again. Meanwhile, Taki gets a message from Mai. Mai asks if today counts as their first date. Taki says it depends on how Mai feels. If Mai thinks it's good, then she should cherish this chance. Just go ahead and date him. Mai says, don't tell Dad about this. Taki says he understands. Dad might be shocked. Keisuke asks what's happening, but Taki won't tell. He just smiles happily. Meanwhile, Chica is on a date with Jack. Jack says his company is moving locations. Chica immediately offers to quit her job too. Jack remembers how they met. They first met at the bento shop where Chica worked. He thought she was cold at first, but found she's not only beautiful, but also gets along with him well. Chica was cold because she just got divorced. She couldn't focus on anything else at first. Chica tried hard to save her marriage. She just wanted a simple life. But her husband betrayed her. This made Chica very upset. She worked so hard to protect her family. Suddenly a child pushes their door open. Jack plays with the kid in a friendly way. Seeing this, Chica asks Jack if he likes children. After learning he does like kids, she brings Taki to meet him the next day. She never told him about having a child before, worried Jack might leave her because of it. But Jack doesn't care about this at all. Now Taki hopes Chica can find happiness. Unexpectedly, Chica suddenly suggests all three of them move to Jack's new office. Taki feels like falling into an ice cave. Doesn't this mean she can't see Keisuke anymore? Then Chica says she needs to use the bathroom. Taki thought being alone with Jack would be awkward, but Jack turns out to be very kind. He explains to Taki why Chica acts so angry. Chica's parents divorced because her father gambled, so she left home alone. This made her promise when she got married not to end up like her parents. But she still got divorced. This made her give up on herself. So Jack hopes Taki can understand her mother. Then Taki shares her own thoughts. Though Chica sometimes takes anger out on her, never cooks for her, or even cleans the house, she still wants her mother to cheer up. She knows it's hard for her mother to raise her alone. Even if moving to Jack's office means leaving Keisuke, Taki won't ruin her mother's hard-earned happiness. After learning about the move, Taki doesn't know how to tell Keisuke and Mai, but she has to tell Keisuke. Since her mother is remarrying, Taki will move to the next county with her. Now it's just a matter of when. Unexpectedly, Keisuke suddenly feels relieved. Seeing Taki's worried face, he thought it was something serious. But moving to the next county is still close enough to meet. This surprises Taki. She worried Keisuke would be very upset. But Keisuke says, even if he's sad, it's better than not seeing her at all. After all, he's experienced losing his wife forever. Besides, their reunion is already a miracle. Keisuke thinks it's good that Taki's mother is remarrying. He really wants to meet her, but Taki says now isn't the right time. Then Keisuke suggests having a Christmas party with all three of them, but Taki already has plans that day. Keisuke looks very disappointed. He seems even sadder than when he heard about the move. Taki explains he's going to an amusement park with his mom that day, so he can't join their party. Keisuke decides to spend Christmas with just Mai, but Taki suddenly gives him bad news. He says Mai might spend Christmas with her boyfriend. This shocks Keisuke. Mai quickly says she doesn't have a boyfriend, but Taki tells Keisuke to be ready. This might happen someday. Mai actually has no plans. She asked Renji to spend Christmas together, but he said he was busy and refused. The scene changes to Chica and Jack on a date. Jack says he's been too busy to contact her. Chica says she understands. Then he suggests they'll move when it's convenient for Taki's school schedule. This makes Chica like him even more. Jack then leaves to go back to work. Chica reminds him again to keep Christmas free. He agrees right away, but he thinks holiday trips are too crowded. Soon it's Christmas Day. Taki notices his mom has become more stable since falling in love. She even bought him a scarf. They wait for Jack at the amusement park entrance. While waiting, Chica apologizes to Taki. She says she hasn't been taking good care of him. Meanwhile, Keisuke and Mai start their party at home. As they cheer with drinks, Renji suddenly calls Mai. She answers right away. He calls to apologize. He's sorry he refused her invitation, but he can meet her tomorrow. Instead, he wants to see her the next day. Mai gets very excited. At the same time, Chica gets a text message. She decides to take Taki home at the subway station. She plans to buy some nice food. Then she suddenly sees Jack. He is with his child and wife. Chica tells Taki to wait there. While she follows Jack, Chica confronts him saying, "You're married." Now she feels completely broken. Taki hears everything from outside. She wants to do something for Chica, but she knows that in Chica's current state, no matter what Taki says, it will only make Chica feel worse. She realizes the only thing she can do is cook. Even if she makes food, her mother might not eat it or it might even make her angry. But Taki still doesn't want to do nothing, even though Chica has always ignored Taki, never acting like a real parent. Taki believes Chica wants a fresh start, but when Chica sees the food Taki made, she scolds Taki for meddling as a child and kicks her out. The next morning, Taki wakes up and checks the kitchen right away. She searches everywhere but can't find last night's food until she sees the clean plates. Then she realizes Chica ate it all last night. Chica didn't want to waste Taki's effort, so she took a small bite. Surprisingly, it tasted really good. She ended up eating every bite. As she ate, she cried, tears of emotion falling. Later, Taki goes to Keisuke's house. She tells them the move is canceled. Keisuke and the others are happy, but they worry Chica might be depressed. Taki doesn't explain much. Keisuke suggests they eat barbecue to cheer up. Hearing this, Taki gets excited. Meanwhile, Chica works as usual, but her coworker tells her to leave early. She gives Chica a box of candy, telling her to share it with her daughter. Chica is surprised. Her coworker knows about Taki. The coworker is also a single mom. She used to be rebellious, but now she's grateful to her mother. She understands how hard it is for Chica. She shares this because her own mother just passed away. When she returns home for the funeral vigil, feelings of gratitude and regret for her mother come back. So she wants to talk with Chica, who's also a single mom. But when Chica gets home, the message she receives is her mother asking for money. Angry, she smashes the phone. Then Chica brings desserts to look for Taki. But when she opens the door, Taki isn't there. So Chica goes out alone to search for Taki. By chance, she sees Taki with Keisuke. She follows Taki quietly. From how Taki speaks, Chica starts doubting if Taki is really her child. Later, Taki leaves Keisuke's house, but Keisuke notices Taki forgot her phone. He decides to return it to her. Meanwhile, Chica catches Taki. Chica angrily asks Taki, "Who were those people just now?" She's upset that Taki acts shy around her, but seems so comfortable with them. Suddenly, Keisuke appears and stops her. Chica turns to Keisuke and demands an explanation. Keisuke quickly responds, saying Chica's parenting methods are wrong. But Chica snaps, "This is none of your business. What's it to you? Who do you think you are? Taking my child around without permission. What are you playing at?" Keisuke says, "That child is Mai." Keisuke almost reveals that Taki was his wife. Just then Mai arrives and interrupts them. If this escalates and police get involved, Taki's identity would be harder to explain back home. Keisuke thinks it over and decides to tell Chica the whole truth. Meanwhile, Taki faces intense questioning. Chica demands to know her relationship with those people. Why do you talk to them so naturally? It's like your family. But Taki can't explain about remembering her past life. Seeing Taki stay silent, Chica nearly slaps her. Chica says sadly, "You can talk to them, can't you? Why won't you tell me anything? Why are you really my daughter?" Taki says yes. Chica has always cared about the distance between her and Taki. She knows it's because of family abuse that Taki became like this. When Chica was young, her mother always said mean things to her. She even took Chica's hard-earned part-time job money to spend on herself. Chica always told herself growing up not to become like her mother. But now she's exactly the same. Taki picks up the things she knocked over under the bed. She finds a box labeled treasure. Inside is a photo of young Taki with her mother, Chica. Taki's tears start falling. Next day, Keisuke works with extra energy. He takes the afternoon off to wait for Taki after school. Keisuke plans to tell Chica the whole truth. Seeing how Chica takes out her stress through harsh parenting, he wants to convince her to let Taki live with him. But Taki gets angry when Keisuke keeps saying bad things about Chica. Even with memories of her past life, Chica raised this body. Even if Chica isn't kind, Taki won't let Keisuke break their bond. While talking, Taki faints from fever. Keisuke notices and plans to take her home, but sees Chica returning from work. After taking Taki to Chica's place, Keisuke apologizes first for saying harsh things earlier. Then, seeing how carefully Chica cares for sick Taki, he thinks maybe he should get to know Chica better. As Taki sleeps, she dreams of happy childhood trips with Chica, back when Chica wasn't divorced and their life was happy. At this moment she wakes up, she sees Chica sleeping beside the bed. Taki makes a decision. She doesn't want to lie to this kind-hearted mother anymore. So she calls Keisuke over directly. She wants to tell Chica the truth. Keisuke says, "This child is the reincarnation of my wife. She has memories from my wife's past life. My wife died in a car accident 10 years ago. I think her soul somehow entered your body and you gave birth to her." Then, as time passed, Taki recently walked by our old house. That made her remember her past life. Hearing this, Chica thinks Keisuke reads too many novels. She wonders why he came to her house, but instead, he just talks nonsense. She asks her daughter, Mai, "How do you live with such a dreamy father?" Mai admits that Taki is her mother. She even gives proof that Taki has past life memories. Chica then remembers lately. Taki has acted very mature, like making a perfect omelet and speaking like an adult. Seeing this, Chica has no choice but to believe. She thinks Keisuke will take Taki away. But Taki shows a childhood photo with her mother. Taki says, "Even if I have Taki's memories, I am still Chica's daughter, Marika. You gave birth to me and raised me, Mom." Afraid of losing her daughter, Chica honestly says, "I want to live with Marika. Together, I want to be with her. Start over." Hearing this, Keisuke accepts Chica's wish. He also hopes that she will change after fixing her relationship with her daughter. After Keisuke leaves, Chica calls Taki over. Chica says, "Even if Marika thinks she is a reincarnation, that's okay. Even so, Marika, will you still call me your mother?" Marika says yes. Mom will always be Mom. After spending time together, Mai and Renji confirm they are dating. As a father, Keisuke looks depressed on the boat. Only last night Renji brought gifts to their home. That's when he realized his shy daughter is already dating someone. He says he's happy about it, but the thought of his daughter growing up makes him feel a little lonely. This worries his young wife, Taki. Luckily, Keisuke and Chica are getting along better now. After hearing about the trip, Chica agrees to let Keisuke go fishing. That's how they end up here. Taki comforts Keisuke, telling him to be happy for his daughter's growth. She tries to cheer him up, but soon after the boat starts moving, Keisuke feels sick and out of breath. Renji quickly brings him seasickness medicine. Then he teaches Keisuke how to fish. Once Keisuke gets the hang of it, he starts enjoying it more and more. Mai watches happily from the side. Soon they run out of bait. Mai gets up to find Renji, but she overhears him talking to a friend. The friend asks Renji, "I thought you would marry Mary for sure. It's been 8 years since Mary was swept away by the waves. We were all worried about you. You were really depressed back then. Now Mai finally understands. The missing person Renji mentioned before was Mary, the girl he loved. At dinner everyone is happy, but Mai looks upset. Taki notices right away. Since this is Mai's first love, Taki decides to talk to her later. But after dinner Mai says she wants to take a walk alone. Renji offers to join her, but she refuses. Mai walks along the shore thinking about Renji's conversation with his friend. She didn't know he had such a painful past. Now she feels like she's just a replacement for Mary. but then Renji finds her. He says he invited everyone fishing, not because he can't move on, but to say goodbye to his past self. He says, "The reason I asked you all to come today, it's because Kasumi, who always worries about others, knows I've finally met someone I want to spend my whole life with. I love you, Mai. I'll keep loving you forever." Mai says, "Me too." He says, "Kasumi, thank you for being there for me. I'm going to walk forward with her now." Little do they know Keisuke and Taki, who were eavesdropping nearby, get moved to tears. After seeing Renji's determination, Keisuke stops feeling down. Instead, he feels genuinely happy that Mai found someone she loves. But to his surprise, Taki keeps dozing off beside him. At first, Keisuke thinks she's just tired from the day's activities. After all, her body is just a second grader's. But what shocks him is when Taki wakes up. She looks terrified and hides in a corner, crying and calling for her mom. She acts exactly like a real elementary schooler. Her crying attracts police officers. Luckily, Keisuke calls Chica to handle the situation. After returning home, Keisuke gets a call from her. Chica says, after questioning her daughter, she realizes Marika has forgotten everything from the past year. This makes Keisuke suspect the soul inside might no longer be Taki, but the original owner, Marika. Though Keisuke tells Mai not to worry, he sits by the bed unsure what to do. The next morning, Chica prepares breakfast for her. Since Marika lost a year's memories in her mind, her mother, Chica, is still the person who used to abuse her. To ease Marika's fears, Chica comforts her gently and applies for a school leave. She blames everything on her past abuse causing Marika's memory loss. But the homeroom teacher tells her, "Lately I've heard Marika talk about you often." She said, "Even though you changed jobs and must be busy, you still make delicious meals for her," a colleague adds. Children's hearts are truly delicate. But if you face it seriously, you can always understand each other. Shiraishi knows this well. Those words just now were Taki's thoughts about her. At home she calls Keisuke and Mai because her work keeps her late. She asks them to look after Marika. She also wants Mai to help with Marika's studies. But after making her request, Shiraishi gives them a condition. If some time passes and Taki still doesn't return, then Keisuke must let go. He must stop disturbing their lives. The next morning, Keisuke visits Taki's grave. The second goodbye makes him very sad. A monk notices him. Keisuke realizes his face is wet with tears. The monk tries to help him after Taki's death. The monk saw Keisuke like this before. He urges Keisuke to tell the truth. Keisuke thanks him. "Do you believe in reincarnation?" Later at home, Mai's company calls an emergency meeting. She asks Keisuke to watch Marika. But something unexpected happens. When Marika picks up Keisuke and Taki's marriage form, a miracle occurs again. She becomes Taki once more. Taki then says she can't remember the past weeks. After Keisuke explains everything, Taki says she'll talk to Shiraishi. Keisuke still feels uneasy. He remembers the monk's words when Keisuke told him about Taki's return. The monk wasn't surprised. He knows about reincarnation. He tells Keisuke that Taki's two souls aren't reincarnation. It's an unsettled soul joining another, called possession. When the soul feels at peace and has no regrets left, the soul quietly fades away on its own. After Taki returns home, Chica buys her a new phone. Chica says, "I'll try my best to be a good mom. Please take care of me from now on." Taki says, "I'm sorry. I'm back again." Keisuke finally realizes that his wife, now a little girl, is not a reincarnation. Taki's strong feelings let her soul possess Marika's body. During this second possession, Taki remembers her death in the car accident a year ago. Taki's soul met Marika, who was being abused. When their souls collided, Taki possessed Marika's body. Though the second possession reunited her with Keisuke, Taki feels guilty toward Marika, the true owner of the body. She hates seeing Keisuke depressed without her. But she also doesn't want to ruin Marika's life. So at school she pretends to be Marika with amnesia. At home she asks Chica not to call her Taki. In the morning she makes lunch for Keisuke as usual. Though they speak calmly, their sadness is clear. Taki mentions Mai has a boyfriend now. She hints Keisuke should find someone after Mai gets married. She says, "Someone will be by your side. So you'll be." But Keisuke grabs her shoulders, afraid to lose her. Seeing Keisuke so lost, Taki hesitates about her decision. After eating Taki's lunch, Keisuke starts crying. Konomi sees him like this and feels worried. On his way home, that evening Keisuke meets Chica while returning the lunchbox. Both have changed because of Taki's possession. Chica invites Keisuke to relax together. They go to a baseball stadium. Keisuke tells Chica everything about Taki possessing Marika's body. But no matter what, Chica still wants Taki to leave. Keisuke, however, wants Taki to stay in Marika's body forever. Their opinions were different from the start. So after just explaining how Taki possessed Marika, they both go home separately. Late at night, Keisuke sits on his bed. He remembers the miracle of Taki staying by his side this past year. Since Taki decided to return Marika's body, Keisuke makes up his mind too. He will help Taki become Marika again. So in the following days, Keisuke starts working overtime heavily. He stays at the office very late every night. Little does he know Taki has been teaching Mai to cook these days, because just days ago Mai's boyfriend, Rinji, proposed to her. Their wedding is set for next April. Taki says she'll attend the wedding, but she knows very well that with her possession situation, she could become Marika again anytime. Keisuke still chooses to work on weekends. He's surprised when Konomi, though from a different department, offers to help him with weekend overtime. Konomi says, "I might not seem reliable now, but I want to become someone you can lean on. I like you. Sorry for making this awkward, but I really wanted you to know how I feel. I thought I'd never love anyone again. But seeing how you cherish your late wife, I think I've changed. This might sound strange, but I respect your undying love for her." Keisuke replies, "Undying love isn't beautiful. I just kept making my wife suffer. I'm not someone worthy of your respect. Even this work dragging you in is just so my wife can rest peacefully." Konomi asks, "Rest peacefully?" Keisuke asks, "Can I tell you something? It's a strange thing that happened to me." Konomi knows Keisuke isn't the type to lie, so she believes him when he says his wife became a little girl. Keisuke prepares himself to say goodbye to Taki again. Meanwhile, Mai takes Taki to taste wedding banquet food together. Then the three of them visit the wedding chapel. While they're seriously discussing things, Taki pretends to be a schoolgirl and asks to see them rehearse the ceremony. Rinji doesn't mind this idea, but Mai feels embarrassed. She wonders why Taki can't just wait until the actual wedding day. Taki can't bring herself to say she'll be gone by then. Taki insists, "I want to see it now. Please, Mai." Following Taki's lead, the couple says their vows and exchanges rings. Taki feels like she's really seeing her daughter's wedding day. Taki tells Rinji that after they marry, they'll surely face many challenges. They might argue or grow apart sometimes, but please, try your best to overcome them. Rinji wonders how a child knows so much about marriage. Taki says, "I saw it on TV." Mai thanks Taki. She says her happiness now is because her mother returned. Otherwise, she wouldn't have gotten a new job or met Rinji. Taki says this wasn't really her doing. Mai achieved these things through her own actions. Maybe Taki was just the push, but Mai had the power to change her own life. Mai insists, "If Taki hadn't come back, Dad and I would still be depressed." Taki says, "Who knows, maybe someday, you both would have found another way to cheer up." Actually, Keisuke regrets neglecting Mai before. He would have realized eventually that life could go on without Taki, because only living people can truly heal other living people. Lately, Keisuke comes home late from work, but his job has helped him regain confidence. He even told Taki to stop making lunchboxes for him. Taki is surprised, but quickly understands. From now on, Keisuke and Mai will cook together. But this makes Taki sad. Keisuke didn't even look at her when he said this. She realizes Keisuke is also trying to change. But Taki can't willingly give Marika's body back. Yet it seems her attachment hasn't completely faded. Keisuke feels his efforts alone aren't enough. Taki once told him that family means everything to her. She doesn't want Keisuke and Mai to stay sad because of her. Maybe Keisuke thinks she can't live on her own. Yet Keisuke sadly steps back from Taki. He keeps his distance. This might hurt Taki, but he must act like she never returned. Konomi tearfully says this is wrong. Even for Marika and Taki's sake, he shouldn't end things this way. So Konomi reaches out to Taki. She admits Keisuke told her Taki's secret. She shares Keisuke's true feelings. She knows Taki plans to return Marika's body. Taki quietly agrees she can't bear to steal Marika's life. Leaving Keisuke and Mai again will hurt, but she wanted to stay with them forever. That chance ended 10 years ago. She believes people can heal from pain. She shouldn't have come back in the first place. She must trust her family. Whether it takes 10 or 20 years, they'll learn to move on. Turns out she needed to be strong. She's glad Keisuke changed for her. Now they must tell Mai the truth. Mai can't keep believing the dead can return to life. Taki won't let Mai cling to false hope. Konomi gathers courage to speak to Taki. That day Mai and Rinji go ring shopping. Mai spots a man who looks like her father but brushes it off as her imagination. That night Taki goes for a walk and runs into Keisuke. Both have so much to say, but words fail them. They used to chat about small things, but now even that feels impossible. Taki suggests a rule. Each says one thing. Then they leave without questions. Keisuke speaks first. I'll take care of Mai. Taki says, I'll leave Mai to you. Taki says, thank you. Then I'll go now. Taki feels happy seeing that Keisuke still shares a strong bond with his wife. She silently says, thank you, to Keisuke's back. After returning home, Keisuke suggests taking Mai out for a nice meal next weekend. Unknown to them, Mai secretly bought matching wine glasses for her parents. She planned to give them after her wedding, hoping her parents would toast with them someday. But during the meal, Mai is shocked to see Konomi sitting beside Keisuke. After meeting Taki last time, Konomi confessed her feelings to Keisuke, but Keisuke rejected her because of Taki. So Konomi asks Taki for permission to marry Keisuke. Taki says no, but I have no right to say that. Taki tells Konomi sincerely, please take good care of Keisuke. Mai hears her father will remarry Konomi. She realizes her mother didn't reincarnate, but possessed Marika's body. Taki worried about his messy life, so her spirit stayed after death. By chance, she entered Marika's body. So Taki and Marika share one body. They must let go of Taki's earthly ties and return the body to Marika. Mai doesn't understand. That means losing mother again. Unknown to her, this is Taki's wish. Heartbroken, Mai thinks her father betrayed Taki. She cries like a child. Taki asks worriedly, what's wrong, Mai? She guesses why Mai is upset. Mai asks if her mother reincarnated. Taki stays silent. She admits wanting to return the body to Marika. Mai says sadly, this is too cruel. Why must we lose mother twice? But to Taki, this was heaven's gift for their reunion. Mai doesn't want to part with Taki again. Without her, she wouldn't have found a new job or met someone special. There's so much she still wants to share. Taki remembers little Mai learning to ride a bike in this park. At first Mai rides happily with training wheels, but after removing them, she falls right away. She's too scared to ride again for a long time. Yet in the end, she learns without even realizing it. Taki feels she's done her job as the training wheels. Even without her, Mai can live well. Mai isn't sure she can be happy without Taki. She also doesn't think Keisuke should marry another woman just to make Taki's spirit leave. Taki says, that doesn't sound like something your dad would do. But that's exactly why. I feel your dad truly understands me as your mom. Taki wonders if Mai will talk to Keisuke next, but today's shock is too much. Mai doesn't want to see him yet. She decides to stay at Rinji's place for the night. Still, Taki wants Mai to know one thing. All parents deeply want their children to be happy. Mai can't understand why painful goodbyes must happen. If so, why bother loving someone if heartbreak is inevitable? Wouldn't she regret ever meeting them? Then memories of her mother flood her mind. All the happy moments they shared. Maybe just keeping them in her heart is what matters most. Rinji finds Mai crying. Her face is wet with tears. Mai thinks, how could I ever wish we'd never met? Later Rinji is surprised to hear Mai and Keisuke fought. He admires their father-daughter bond. They always care for each other if possible. He hopes to be that kind of dad someday. He wants his own child to have a happy life. A wave crashes near them, and Rinji quickly pulls Mai back. He warns her to be careful on rough sea days. Mai remembers Mary the senior who was swept away. She thinks Rinji is strong for overcoming the pain of losing her. But he didn't become strong. He had to be strong. Mai calms down and heads home. She's glad the gifts for her parents aren't damaged. Keisuke appears. Mai agrees to his marriage with Konomi, but marrying might not make Taki's spirit leave. Maybe things will resolve themselves. Naturally, if Keisuke truly loves Konomi, Mai doesn't object to their marriage. But if it's just to make Taki's spirit leave, she thinks this is the wrong way. So she hopes Keisuke will reconsider. But Keisuke firmly believes a new beginning is the first step to happiness. If marrying Konomi doesn't remove Taki's attachment, he'll find another way. This upsets Mai. Why rush to send her mother away? She worked a miracle to return to this family. Mai becomes stubborn. She won't believe. Taki possesses Marika. Mai insists that person is her mother, not Marika. Keisuke tells Mai the dead can never return while alive. We all face losing loved ones. It might happen suddenly. Life may feel empty afterward. But people have strength to recover and live on. Rinji and Mai taught him happiness can be found again. So we shouldn't rely on false miracles, especially not ones that hurt others, because Marika is Chica's precious only daughter, just as Mai is to him and Taki. They wouldn't sacrifice even 2 days of Mai's life. Every precious moment matters. But Mai cries, "Isn't time with Mother precious too? Our happy family is right here," Keisuke agrees. This time together felt like a dream. He didn't realize it was wrong. He shouldn't make the dead worry about him. His weakness brought Taki back. Grief over losing his love broke him. He failed to care for his daughter. He stole 10 precious years from Mai. Mai understands Taki was special to them both, so they should understand what Taki truly wants. Keisuke remembers Taki's words when she returned. She wanted to see them move forward even without her. That must be her greatest wish. She hopes her husband and daughter can live happily and keep moving forward. Keisuke blames himself. He should have been the one who loved Taki the most. Yet he was also the one who hurt her the most. So this time Keisuke doesn't want to make another mistake. He wants to say goodbye to Taki together with Mai. Mai finally agrees with Keisuke. She promises to say goodbye to her mother. After all, Keisuke spent more time with Taki. He must be feeling even worse if her father can make this choice. Then she won't argue anymore. She can't leave Mariko alone either. Keisuke hugs his daughter and says, "Thank you so much for growing up to be such a kind person." Mai decides to accept her father's remarriage. She tells him that this Sunday Taki wants to take Mai somewhere. Taki seems to suspect something, so she contacts Marika's classmates in advance. She explains why she lost her memory in 4th grade. It's because a fairy was living her life instead. Taki says, "I wrote in this notebook and prayed to it. That's when I lost my memory. And the fairy took care of everything for me." Taki warns her classmates in advance. If she loses her memory again, she hopes they'll blame it on the fairy. Meanwhile, Mai and Keisuke make plans. On Sunday, she'll stay with her mother. Then they'll accidentally see Keisuke propose to Konomi. Now the mother and daughter ride the Ferris wheel at the amusement park. They look at the view below. This is actually where Keisuke first ate Taki's homemade lunch. That day Keisuke hadn't eaten all day. He was so happy to eat her food. That's how they started dating. Later Mai was born. The three lived together as a family. Every day was full of happiness. Taki is so proud of her caring daughter Mai. Mai always makes her feel happy. Last time Taki almost left this body, but seeing Mai find true love made her feel at peace. Now Taki sees Keisuke and Konomi walking below just as planned. They get off the Ferris wheel and hurry to meet them, just in time to see Keisuke take out a ring and propose to Konomi. Taki says that's wonderful, but Mai didn't expect this. Right now Taki only feels relief in her heart. At first Taki thought Keisuke was just saying he'd get married to make her feel better. She thought he was lying to comfort her, but seeing this scene finally puts her at ease. Mai can't understand. Doesn't mom love dad anymore? But of course Taki loves Keisuke deeply. She treasures every moment she got to spend with him again. She also believes Keisuke still loves her. But because they're husband and wife they must make this choice, and she's truly happy for the decision Keisuke made. At this moment Taki's spirit finally leaves in peace. She tells Mai to live strong. Then Mai carries Marika, now free of Taki's spirit, to the scene. They learn Taki has left peacefully. Keisuke immediately kneels and apologizes to Konomi. He says he's done things he's very sorry for. Mai is confused and doesn't understand. It turns out their marriage was fake. Konomi suggested the plan to help Taki leave peacefully. Since Taki worried Keisuke would be alone, a fake marriage was the best solution. Konomi didn't feel she was losing anything. After all, Taki was a special friend to her too. After getting Keisuke's agreement, Konomi asked Taki if she could marry Keisuke soon after Taki started feeling sleepy again. Keisuke had guessed earlier this was a sign her spirit would leave. They realized the plan worked. This led to the marriage Mai recently heard about. Now that it's over, Konomi quickly takes off the ring and gives it back to Keisuke. Meanwhile, Chica finds Taki's note. Taki apologizes for taking Marika's precious life. Taki says she was scared of Chica at first. Taki only knew her own happy family, so Chica's family situation shocked her. But after spending time together Taki understands. Chica just wants a happy family too. Just as Chica was about to lose herself, she found strength instead. Taki deeply respects her for that. Chica might still doubt if she's a good mother, but Taki believes she already is, because Chica has done a great job. The next morning Keisuke wakes up to the smell of milk. He goes out and sees Taki making breakfast. Taki says, "I just finished making breakfast. Ham and eggs with vegetable soup. Would you like rice or bread?" Keisuke thinks he was dreaming before he says he dreamed Taki died in a car accident. Then she came back to their home 10 years later as a grade school student. Taki says, I'm really happy. For me, you made a choice you would never normally make. I know how hard this must be for you, but I'm still happy to be your wife, to live with you. I'm truly happy from the bottom of my heart. Keisuke asks, did you come to see me one last time? Taki says, live strongly. And don't worry too much about time, the miracle of us meeting, the miracle of having the miracle of living together until now. None of these need to be measured by time. And we'll definitely meet again. When that time comes, tell me everything you've seen, felt, and thought in your life. As thanks, I'll cook you another delicious meal. Then Keisuke wakes up from his dream again, looking at his marriage certificate with Taki. He knows Taki is really gone this time. Some time passes while fishing. Keisuke thinks, when I see beautiful scenery, when I eat delicious food, when work goes well, when someone thanks me, when I notice these small happy moments. In the 10 years since you died, every time these things happen, I wish so much you could be here with me, but you came back as a grade schooler and spent about a year with us. In that short 1 year, so many of my wishes came true. It was a time that felt heavy with guilt, yet also irreplaceable, a precious time I'll always treasure. One happy moment outweighs 100 sad ones. Maybe understanding this is what we call happiness. Thank you, Taki, and in heaven, Taki silently replies, you're welcome.